All right, 7:24. More on this breaking news: the death of former Vice President Dick Cheney.
And his family says that he passed away last night at the age of 84. So we want to get to Doug Luzader, who's alive in Washington. And we learned that part of it was complications of pneumonia in addition to the heart problems that he had.
Yeah, heart problems most of his life, actually, Doug.
You know, it's amazing that, you know, and listen, it's credit to the medical establishment that he lived for as long as he did with all of the heart issues that he had, including a heart transplant.
Yeah,
lived to the age of 84. And, you know, for those who are too young to remember, you know, Dick Cheney was a towering figure here in Washington for so long, almost redefined what a vice president is. I mean, took on a very, very robust role. And, you know, and you may recall when George W. Bush was running for office, he put together a committee to select who his vice president was going to be. Who headed up that committee? Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
And Dick Cheney ultimately said, you know, I know just the guy for you.
It's me.
And Cheney ended up playing a huge role in that administration.
That's for sure. I mean, and way back in the early 2000s, you know, people would make the joke, well, Dick Cheney's really the president. I mean, remember that?
Yeah, oh, for sure. And listen, you know, he was not, you know, a vice president that, you know, there's the old joke that a vice president's only job is to really just check on the health of the president every day. And for some vice presidents, that's probably been true. Cheney made it very clear when he took that job that he wanted an expansive portfolio.
Yes.
He wanted to be able to be involved in a number of decisions. And at the time, George W. Bush was a young president. He had been governor of Texas. But, you know, that inexperience was seen as something of a weakness heading into that campaign. And Dick Cheney was seen as a steady hand, someone that could, you know, bolster the campaign at a time when some were uneasy about the level of experience that George W. Bush brought to the table then.
And of course, when you think of him, though, you also have to think about the war on terror. I mean, he was considered like the architect, that's what they would call him, of that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, think about the arc of his involvement in the Middle East in particular. I mean, you know, the war in Kuwait during the first Bush administration. You know, he was Secretary of Defense and then came back and played this role in really pushing for the ouster of Saddam Hussein. He also pushed for a very, you know, we talk about his robust role. He also saw a very robust role for the presidency writ large, and really, and especially in the wake of 9/11, made arguments for more government authority in terms of surveillance and cracking down on potential terrorists.
Yeah. See, let's see. 9/11 would have happened just months into their administration, right? Yeah, from January to September.
Right. That's right. And Cheney, because he had had so much experience as, you know, as a defense secretary, and, you know, this was a region that he knew inside and out. Now, obviously, his decisions at the time, even now, are very, very controversial.
Absolutely.
But it was a subject that he knew.
Still looking for weapons of mass destruction. I guess that'll be brought up over and over today. All right, Doug. Thank you for that.
And by the way, one other thing, you know, he voted for Kamala Harris.
Yes, he did. Oh, yes. All right. Well, thinking about his family.
His wife is still 61 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, of course, his famous daughter. Yeah. All right, Doug, thank you. We're coming